Hello everyone. So moving on to the remaining portion, that is naming or the IUPAC nomenclature of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So in the last class we were discussing this example. I think just some confusion is there. So once again we will deal with this and then move on to the next topic. Okay. So this is the compound we have written and you have to write the IUPAC nomenclature, IUPAC name of this compound. Okay. So how will you write this compound's name? You know this is a halogen. So the carbon containing that will have the least number. So it will be numbered as 1. Then this carbon is 2 and this carbon is 3. Okay. Now if we want to select the longest chain also, if you say 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. So all are same in this case. So we can have like the straight chain compound. Okay. So then how will you name it? This is 1-chloro. Okay. So yesterday I didn't write I think chlorine. So it will be 1-chloro then comma 1-chloro hyphen 2,2-dimethyl 2,2-dimethyl 1, 2, 3. So that is propane. See. So this is the name of this compound. Okay, you have to write like this, not cut it down, but you have to write in a straight chain. Okay. So this is the that is 1-chloro. Okay, 1-chloro, then 2,2-dimethyl propane. Okay. So this is the IUPAC name of this compound. So hope you understood this. Okay. Now today we will discuss some more compounds, so naming of some more compounds in this haloalkanes. Now before going into that, we will see a compound or a compound having halogen atoms or 2 halogen atoms in the same carbon atom. Now then how will you name that compound? Okay. For example, if you have a compound like CH2 double bond or CH2 CH3 and CH1 2 3 4. See, in the same carbon atom, if 2 chlorine atoms, this is a diderivative of halogen, 2 chlorine atoms are on the same carbon atom, how will you name it? Or it can be like this also, that is CH2Cl and CH2Cl. If the chlorine atoms are on the adjacent carbon atoms or in different carbon atoms, how will you name that compound? Okay. Now see, if the halogen atoms are on the same carbon atom, you can say it is called as gem dihalide. What is it? Gem dihalide. Geminal. That means on the adjacent carbon atom. And the name you can say it as alkylidene. See, alkylidene chloride or halide. So the common name is alkylidene halide. See, so this must be the name of this gem dihalide. Gem means what? Gem means nothing but if it gives an idea of where this chlorine atom is or where the halogen atom is. So gem means the halogen atoms are on the same carbon atom. This is for a diderivative compound. Diderivative means 2 halogen atoms are there. So if it is a gem dihalide, you can say that halogen atom is on, or the 2 dihalide, 2 halogen atoms are on the same carbon atom. Then the name will be alkylidene halide. Isn't it? So alkylidene means it's a common name. Now for this compound, how will you name it? Alkylidene. So how many carbon atoms? 2 carbon atoms. So it will be ethylidene chloride. Listen, ethylidene chloride. So its name is ethylidene chloride. Ethylidene chloride. Got it? Okay. Now, if the the halogen atoms are on the adjacent carbon atom, not on the same carbon atom, but on the adjacent carbon atom, you can call it as vicinal. Vicinal dihalide. The other one is gem dihalide or geminal dihalide. Simply call it as gem dihalide. This is called as vicinal. Vicinal means adjacent. Okay. So vicinal dihalide. Then the IUPAC name is alkyl dihalide. It is not alkylidene, it is alkyl dihalide. See the difference between this? Dihalide. Here it must be reported as dihalide. Here it is alkylidene, which means the two halogen atoms are on the same. This is a common name. Okay. These are the common name. So what will be the common name of this? This is ethylene, alkylene. So it will be ethylene. Okay. Ethylene dihalide is here chloride. So it is ethylene dichloride. See, this is how you name the compounds. So remember, if there is a diderivative of halogens, diderivative means if two halogens are there and if the two halogens are on the same carbon atom, you call it as gem dihalide, and if it is on the adjacent carbon atom, you call it as vicinal dihalide. If it is a gem version, then you have to name as alkylidene. Note down, alkylidene halide. There is no di there. Correct. So alkylidene halide, and if it is on the different carbon atoms from the adjacent, not different, adjacent carbon atom, it is called as vicinal dihalide. Example, ethylidene chloride and ethylene dichloride. See the difference between these two? Ethylidene chloride and ethylene dichloride. So hope you understood. Right. Okay. Then now we will see some examples of naming the compounds. Yesterday I told you to write the table of this IUPAC name in your notebook. Hope you understood, but still some call me and say some doubts were there, so I want to clear that. So I will we will discuss 2-3 on that table, the compounds on that table. Okay. Now before going into that, you have to know the priority list. Okay, this you have studied in the last year. That is, what are the priorities of the functional groups when you come across while naming an organic compound. This is very, very important. Okay, so please note it down in your notebook. Okay, wherever it is necessary, you have to apply it. The first priority is carboxylic acid, which means what? If in an organic compound, in a naming, if carboxylic acid is there, it is a carbon containing functional group, so that must be having a lower number. Correct. Then sulfonic acid, then ester, then acyl chloride, COCl, you will study. This is amide, this also you will study, CONH2. Then this is cyanide or nitride. Okay. This is aldehyde, this is ketone, you have studied. This is OH, that is alcohol. Then comes thiol. Thiol means HS. These are all won't come in the exam, but still, just if you want a priority list, you can have that. Okay. This is the decreasing order, because increasing is the highest one is acid group. So this is a decreasing order of this functional group priority. Okay, while naming the compound, decreasing. Okay, this is the decreasing order. Okay. So then thiol, then amine, NH2, then comes the double bond, then triple bond, then halogen. See, if there is a double bond and a halogen atom, which will get the priority? The double bond will get the priority. Okay, so keep in mind that we will do some problems. Then comes the halogens, then nitro, and then etc. So till this you have to study. So please write and study this, very, very effective. Because there is the question is sure shot for board exam, naming. Naming of an organic compound, 1 mark, maybe 2 mark, it's a question, sure shot question. Okay, so please practice so many examples. Okay, I will give you for I will give you some of the compounds for practice after this class, so you can practice it. Okay. Now we will see some of the examples in the textbook, the table which you have written. Some doubts were there. Okay, so I will go on that. The first compound is CH3 CH2. Okay, I will write it. CH3 CH2 CHCl CH3. This was the first compound. Okay. Actually, you don't worry about the common name. The IUPAC, they will only ask the IUPAC name, but for your confidence in the naming, you have to know the common name also. Okay. So in your textbook, it is given as secondary. it is given like this, secondary. SEC means what? It is secondary. Okay, sometimes we say it as like secondary, right? So IUPAC you will say it as secondary. Okay, secondary. Secondary means what? Why secondary? The chlorine atom is attached to a secondary carbon atom, isn't it? Secondary carbon atom means CH. Yesterday I talked about primary, that is CH2, then secondary, that is CH, then tertiary, that is C. See? So, since the chlorine atom is attached to a secondary carbon atom, you call it as secondary, and you won't write the full name, you only specify this abbreviation, that is SC. Then if you are remembering the last class, I told you how to write a common name for an haloalkane. It will be alkyl halide. You remember? Alkyl halide. And the IUPAC name will be haloalkanes. The halogen will have the preference. Okay, it will be prefix. The halogen will be prefix. Last year, 10th standard also you have studied. Halo will be always what? Prefix. Okay, all other will be on the suffix side, on the last parent name. But halogens have the prefix side. So, it will be haloalkanes. But common name while writing, be careful, it will be alkyl halide. So, first the alkyl thing you have to write and then the halide. Halide here is chloride. So, what is alkyl? Alkyl means the numbering must be, I will write the number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is wrong because it should get the halogen atom, attached carbon atom will get the lowest number. So this correct, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will write secondary 4. 4 means but. Now alkyl, so it will be butyl, isn't it? So we can write secondary butyl. Okay, secondary. Now if you ask me why you won't put the capital letter here, because in secondary thing, SEC, you won't put capital. Only the next comes. That is, this hyphen next comes. That is butyl, then chloride. See, this is how the common name goes. There was some doubt in that. That's why I am explaining once more. Okay, why secondary? Secondary means CH. The chlorine atom or the halogen atom is attached to a secondary carbon atom. That is why you said it has secondary butyl chloride. Now what is IUPAC? IUPAC is easy because 1, 2 chloro butane. It's very simple. Okay, you are confusing with the common name. So is it okay, the common name? Okay. So secondary butyl chloride. Okay. Next also we will see, that is CH3 thrice C. So this is okay, right? Yes. The second is CH3 thrice C. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. CH3 thrice C, CH2Br. See? How will you name the compound? First of all, how will you name this compound in IUPAC system? Whenever you get a bracket like this, you have to expand it. Then only you will write or you will select the longest chain. Before that, you cannot select the longest chain. Whenever this di, tri, tetra, etc. comes, you have to expand fully that compound and then you number it and then you name it. Correct? Now we will expand it. Okay, listen. Carbon, this carbon, listen. CH3 thrice, that means 3 CH3 groups will be there. So, I will put 1, 2 and 3. Correct. That means CH3, CH3, CH3 and CH2Br. So this is the expanded form, and after expanding this form, you number it and then you name it. Very important. Okay. You can't number like this condensed form. Okay. So by expanding, then how will you write the IUPAC? Now it is simple. That is 1, 2 and 3. Isn't it? If you put 1, 2, 3, bromine will have 3. So you have to put 1, 2, 3. Now if you have a longest chain, this is a longest chain because here 1, 2, 3, this also 2 CH3, 1, 2, 3, 2 CH3. So by putting anywhere in this, it is C. Okay, so you have to look all that and then you number it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So how will you write? It will be Tell me. 1 bromo, isn't it? 1 bromo, then 2,2-dimethyl propane, isn't it? 1 bromo, 2,2-dimethyl propane. Then how will you write? 1 hyphen capital B bromo hyphen, isn't it? 1 bromo hyphen 2 comma 2. Yesterday I told you 2 comma. If 1 more than one number, it will be put in by comma. So 2 then dimethyl. The dimethyl, D is small letter, dimethyl propane. See? So this is how you write the IUPAC name. Okay. Now the confusion is, how will you write the common name? Okay. In the textbook it is given as NEO. Okay. Now what is NEO? NEO means this carbon atom. See? This carbon atom. Why you put secondary in the last one? Because the halogen atom is attached to that secondary carbon atom. But here NEO means when a carbon atom is attached to 4 other carbon atoms by using single bond saturated, you will call that to be a NEO. If you are remembering, you have written neopentane in small classes. Neopentane. Okay. So this is NEO. NEO means what? NEO means this carbon atom is attached to 4 other carbon atoms by single bond. So NEO, this is a NEO carbon, and this carbon atom is, the valency is 4. And what is this carbon? This carbon atom is a tertiary carbon atom, isn't it? Because it is C. It is C. Okay. But this is primary. Now, so this is NEO. So I can write NEO. Now alkyl halide. That is a common name. Alkyl. So first you have to write the alkyl term. What is the alkyl term? Now count the carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be NEO hyphen. The NEO N must be small letter, and the P, pentyl P must be capital. Alkyl halide. So pentyl, alkyl, pentyl bromine. See? The common name, sorry, the IUPAC name is haloalkane. Halo, then comes alkane. Correct. Halo must be on the prefix. But here it is alkyl halide. So that is the difference how you write the common name as well as the IUPAC name. But don't worry about the common name. You just study that. But in examination point of view, they will only ask you the IUPAC. One more thing they will ask you. They will give you this name. That is 1 bromo 2,2-dimethyl propane, and ask you to draw the structure. That also we will see. Okay. So 2 types they can ask. One is by giving the structure, you name that. Second is by giving the name, you draw the structure. Okay. Now these 2 are the confusing one. Now third is also again some confusion for some children. That's why I am taking this point. Next is CH3 thrice. See, CH3 thrice CBr. This is also important. CH3 thrice CBr. Now as I already told you, like this when it comes, you have to expand it first, isn't it? So we will expand it. See, this is the C. 3 methyl groups. So it will be 1, that is CH3, 2 again CH3, and 3 again CH3. See? And it is Br. Listen. Br. Now listen very carefully. You know how to write the common, IUPAC name. It is simple. That is 1, okay, 2. This also 1, 2, 1, 2. So its common name is, okay, 1, 2, 3. So this is the longest chain. If I take this as 1, it will be 1, 2. But you have to get the longest chain. So it will be, I'll put in another color. This is 1, 2 and 3. This is the longest chain. Isn't it? So it will be 2 bromo. Okay. 2 bromo, 2-methyl propane. Am I right? How is it? 2-bromo. Okay, 2-bromo. Then again hyphen. In that carbon atom itself, it is methyl. 2-methyl. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3 propane. See? So the IUPAC name is 2-bromo. 2-methyl propane. While writing the IUPAC name, don't miss any hyphen or comma wherever necessary, and also the first thing will be capital. Exception is secondary, third, etc. Okay. So this is the IUPAC name. Clear? Okay. Now if you ask me why you won't put methyl here and bromo, you know it, because why I put bromo? Because it is in an alphabetical order. While writing the functional groups, you have to keep in mind it should be in an alphabetical order. So after B only M comes, right? So I put 2-bromo. Otherwise, you can write 2-methyl, 2-bromo. It is wrong. So it must be 2-bromo, 2-methyl propane. Clear? So now how will you write the common name? How will you write the common name? Listen carefully. See, common name, it is alkyl halide, isn't it? But you have to see this carbon atom. What is this carbon atom or peculiarity of this carbon atom? It is CBr. Now what is CBr or CX? What type of a carbon atom is that? It is a tertiary carbon atom. So just keep in mind, whenever we say tertiary or secondary or primary, just get back to it as tertiary is C. All the three valencies are the alkyl group or aryl group, whatever be. And then the X must be the halogen. So just recollect that. Primary, secondary, tertiary, allyl, benyl, allylic, benzylic, benzyl, etc. Okay. Now, so this is a tertiary carbon atom. See, tertiary carbon atom. So the common name will be tert. Secondary we have written as, if you remember, SEC in small letter. Here in tertiary you can write it as TERT, tert. Got it? Tert. So it is tertiary. Then there will be after secondary there is what? There is a hyphen. So here also tert, there is a hyphen. So it is a tert. Then butyl. Now how many carbon atoms? Alkyl halide. So how many carbon atoms? Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is that? Alkyl? Butyl. So it will be tert butyl bromide. See? Listen. Tert butyl bromide. Now hope you get that idea. How you name it, the common name as well as the IUPAC name. So that is why just don't go through the table, just write it and see whether you are able to get that name. So just going through or seeing to the table, it will be you will see that okay, I know it, that's it. But if you write only, that's why I always tell you, if you want to study organic chemistry, please write and study organic chemistry. Whenever you study organic chemistry, you should have a pen or a pencil in your hand to scribble in a paper. That's what. Okay. All the structures you have to go through. Just seeing that you can't recollect it. You have to do that homework. Then only it will come in your mind. You can reciprocate it. Okay. So hope this will do. Right. Now any problem in doing that, just give me a call. I will get it for you. Okay. So this is all about the common name and the IUPAC name. You want one more? We will see then one more also if you want. Just tell me how you will write CH2 double bond CHCl. Tell me what is the common name for CH2 double bond CHCl. Yesterday we have studied what is CH2 double bond CH. When a halogen atom is attached directly to a carbon atom linked to a double bond, It is called as vinyl. Isn't it? It is called as vinyl. So this is called as vinyl chloride. So you link it alkyl halide. Just remember the common name will be alkyl halide and the IUPAC name will be haloalkane. Just remember it and then try it. So this is vinyl chloride. Except in the same way you can write allyl chloride. Allyl chloride means what? The chlorine atom attached to a carbon atom is attached to again a carbon atom which is connected to a double bond. Not exactly directly to a double bond. The halogen atom is attached not directly to a double bond carbon but in an sp3 hybridized carbon. In that sp3 hybridized carbon is then attached to a carbon-carbon double bond. So that is allyl chloride. So many are there. Just go through it. And then if you have any problem, just give me a call. Okay. So just you have to do your own homework. Then only you will get the hang of it. Okay. So now we will see some more naming because naming is very important as I told you. This chapter we will go very, very slow. Okay. Then the next chapter we can make it like that. Next is just or last year you have studied what is this structure called? What is this structure called? Any idea? Yes, bond line structure, isn't it? Bond line structure, which means the terminal carbon atom is always what? The terminal carbon atom is always CH3 and this carbon atom, the pointed carbon atom is always CH2, isn't it? CH2. So this is a bond line structure. Now how will you write some of the compounds in IUPAC name of this bond line structure? Okay, just listen. I will give you a structure. I will do one or two for you. Then the following will be the homework for you. Okay, I will write one. Okay, just listen very carefully. First is CH3. Okay, then H double bond H. Then here it is again H. Here it is CH3 and here it is Br. See, normally in board exam this type of question comes. Okay. So please remember, can I rub this? Hope you have written this. Very, very important. Okay. Okay. Now such structures they will ask, write the IUPAC name for this given compound. Now, how will you write the IUPAC for this compound? First, you should know what this compound is or what this structure is actually. Okay, here you know now the terminals they are given. The terminal end they are given, that is there is CH3. If it is not given also, you have to think that it is a CH3. That is why here it is given as hydrogen. Isn't it? If it is nothing is given, you have to assume it as CH3. Okay. So that all you have studied earlier. So it is CH3. Listen, CH3. Then what is this here? This is C. You have to first know what this structure is. Then you name it. Otherwise you can't name it. Correct? Okay. So CH3, then C. Here also one hydrogen. Then double bond. At this junction, all junctions are what? Carbon. Keep in mind. All junctions. This is also C. Now once you get an idea of that, the next thing what you have to do is, you have to stretch this compound before naming it. Believe me. Then only it will be correct. Otherwise, if you are very, very good in naming, of course, you can see this and fatafat you can name it. But if you are a beginner in naming the this compound, dot line structure, first what you have to do is, you have to analyze the structure. Where are the junctions? Where are the carbon atom? Is all the carbon atoms satisfied by the 4 valency? Check it. And then you just stretch this compound. I will tell you how to stretch it. You stretch that compound, then you name it. It will be very, very easy using the rules. Correct. Now we will stretch it. Okay. Now from this point to this point, I will just stretch this compound. which means you can't stretch it, but the point is you have to write in such a manner that it will be stretched. That's what. That's the meaning. Okay. So it will be first. Come with me. That means CH3. Listen. CH3. Then I am writing like this. CH3. First is CH3. Okay. Then comes this carbon atom. See. So one bond. Then this C. Listen. Now in this C there is a hydrogen atom. Listen. So I am putting this hydrogen atom here. Correct. Now in this C there is a double bond. Isn't it? Double bond. Which is again attached to the another C. This is C. You have to know that junction is a C. So C. Correct. Then in this C there is an H. Isn't it? H. Correct. Then again a bond with another C. Right? Am I right? Again a bond with another C. Correct. Then again there is a hydrogen. Correct. But see, in this C, below also there is what? There is one CH3. Am I right? Below one is CH3. Then on the other side, terminal side, there is a Br. See? That is why I told you. This is also board exam questions they will ask. Okay. So, don't get confused. If you get a compound, a structure like this, first you have to see the junctions where the carbon is there, okay. Then you stretch this. Now you know the meaning of how I stretch this compound. Then you make sure that all the carbon atoms is satisfying the valency. Recheck. Satisfying the valency. Then you will number it. Then only the number starts. So if you get this structure, dot line structure, first you make it into this skeletal structure. Then it will become very easy. You won't get wrong. I'll tell you, believe me, you won't get wrong. So now this is okay. Now we will check for the valency. See, CH3, okay, 4. Then C, this carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. This carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4, correct. And this carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the valence is satisfied. So this is the compound. Now, getting into all the rules, you name it. Now the problem is, there are two things to remember. One is a Br, that is a halogen atom, and other there is a double bond. If you are remembering what we do, the priority list, which comes prior to what? Which comes prior to halogen? The double bond comes the priority. Then that means the double bond should get the least number. You following me? The double bond will get the least number. So you can number. Can you number like this? Can you number like this? 1, 2, 3, 4. And you say that bromine is the low, being a halogen will get the lowest number? No. Because as the priority list says, the double bond should get the least number. So it will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then it will be easy. How will you write it as? How the IUPAC? IUPAC is haloalkanes. So the halogen must be on the prefix side. So we will write what? 4. Tell me. 4 hyphen, very important, hyphen, bromo. The B must be capital. Bromo. Okay. Bromo. Then it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So how will you write it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bromo. Then 4 bromo. How many carbon atoms? 4 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3. Okay. No. I'm really sorry. 4 and you can have 5 here, right? If you say the longest chain, listen. If you say the longest chain, you can have this 5 also. See, because it is a terminal carbon atom. Isn't it? If you can stretch this, see, if you stretch like this, I can write this bromine here and CH3 here, no doubt. So still I can say it is 5. Okay, so 5. So I can write 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 bromo. Then 5 means pent, isn't it? Pent. What is, where this is double bond? Ene. So it is pent hyphen 2 hyphen ene. Or you can write pentene 2 also. But normally we will write pent 2 ene. Just remember, see, which is the longest chain. Okay. Just sometimes we'll miss out. So just listen, number the longest chain and then you write the name of the compound. So is it clear? No doubt. Okay, we will have one more like this. Okay. So just I'll rub this. Okay, we will do one more. Okay, just stretching out and numbering it. Okay. Next is next compound is, just you tell me. Okay, that is okay. This is the compound. Okay. Now tell me how you will name this compound. As I said, first you know the junction because you are a beginners for this. So otherwise, if you are an expert, you don't need to have all these lafadas. Straight away you can write. But now here this is a carbon atom. There is no carbon atom here, so it will be a carbon atom. Okay, I will put it in another this thing. Carbon atom. This is again another carbon atom. Here there is a carbon atom. In this junction it is a carbon atom. Here there is a carbon atom. Isn't it? Now we will see, we will stretch it. Okay. How you will stretch it? Tell me. Starting from here because there is no carbon atom here. Okay. So it will be this C. You are getting into this C. Okay. This C. Now one hydrogen, one hydrogen. So I can write one hydrogen and one hydrogen. Now double bond. Okay. The next C. Listen carefully. Next C. Then in the next C there is one CH3. Correct? Okay. Then straight again from C. Correct? Then H, Br and CH3. See? See? That is C. This I can write again what? CH2 if I want. Doing more and more practice, you will write like this. CH2 double bond C, CH3, CH, Br, CH3. If you want, you can write this also. But we will stay with like this. Okay. We will stay like this. Then you will number it. Okay. Now you know who is getting the priority. Is it bromine or alkene? That is double bond, isn't it? It is double bond. Okay. But listen, if I say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Listen carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, this carbon, the carbon atom has got the least number. Okay. Now, then this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. This is the longest chain. Correct. Now, how will you name it? Tell me, how will you name it? It will be 3-bromo, isn't it? Am I right? Okay, so I will write 3 hyphen capital B. See, bromo, correct? 3-bromo, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 4. But, lowest number for ene, 1, isn't it? So but hyphen 1 hyphen ene. So it is 3-bromo, but 1 ene. So this is how you write the IUPAC name for a dot line structure or a bond line structure, not dot line. This it can be said, it can be say like that also. It is a bond line structure. This is how you write the IUPAC name for a bond line structure. So is it clear for you? Now if you want one more, we will write. Okay, you want one more, I will tell you one more. Okay, we will see one more. Then the next all are for homework. Okay, just one more. Okay. Next is, listen. Next is, again, CH3, H double bond, CH3, then H, CH3, Br. Do it. How you will do it? First you stretch it, correct? So here again is a carbon, again carbon, then all are same. Now how will you stretch it? Right? How will you stretch it? First beginning from here, it is CH3, then CH, double bond C, CH3, correct? Am I right? This is the C where I am writing, then C, okay, I will write like this, H, Br and CH3. See? So, how will you write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Here there is one interesting thing. What is it? However you number it, this double bond is also 2 in number and the bromine is also in 2 in number. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, who will get the priority then? Definitely, who will get the priority? That is double bond, isn't it? So, you will number it as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, how will you name it? It will be, tell me, 4-bromo, 4-bromo, then pent-2-ene. Isn't it? 4-bromo. Here there is one methyl group, correct? Here there is one methyl group. So, it will be 4-bromo hyphen 3-methyl. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pent-2-ene. Correct? Got it? So, this is how you write the IUPAC for a bond line structure. Okay, so the homework is just go through the in-text question. In-text question is 10.1 and also you do the solved exercise also. So both you have to do it in your notebook as homework. If anything, just call me. Okay, so that is about this structure. So next class we will see later in detail. Okay, till then, thank you.